of ours.
This one. Spread out. Like. One come. We'll forgive. This should give us.
Now we nest.
What is it?
Why? Was it dangerous? How many eggs did you honor? Show us things.
Scouts! Lightning back on your horse!
Horse!
Lightning! Find his clan! Without your mask. Explain yourself. He was my... Without your mask. Explain yourself. He was my... Would you like to join them? Together!
Saw you fall.
You.
He's Muslim.
You first.
I left. Oh, and shattered my ankles.
Read him Roman history.
Share. Must.
says and died. Many monkeys gathered to mourn his body and remember his name. The next day, near a large mountain, 3 monkeys climbed the mountain. The female monkey's name was Soon, and the other 2 monkeys were named Anaya and Noah. At that time, the 3 of them climbed to the top of a large mountain to find an eagle's nest. When they got there, they saw the eagle in the nest, so they waited a bit for the eagle to fly out of the nest. Then, when they went near the eagle's nest, there were 3 eagle eggs in the nest. But at that time, Noah told his friends that they could only take 2 because it was their village's rule. When they took the eggs, Noah seemed reluctant. Then, they saw another even larger eagle's nest high above. So they decided to climb up and get it. At that time, Noah used a piece of iron to climb the mountain. Then, when Noah was climbing to get the eggs, risking his life, an eagle flew back and pecked Noah, causing him to fall. Luckily, he caught hold and managed to get another egg, making his friends very happy. Then, when they returned to their things, which were tied in a tree, they suddenly heard a strange sound nearby. That's why Sona threw her weapon there, and they followed the sound further. In the forest, they followed it to an old underground path. They stopped there and saw a human loincloth. When Noah went to smell it, they realized it wasn't a monkey's. It was probably egos, and they took the loincloth with them. When they returned to their dwelling, many monkey groups lived there peacefully. They also taught other animals. The small monkey groups came to ask Noah's group if they had found a loincloth, and if there was a family there. Then they asked to see the loincloth, and Noah showed them the human loincloth. Noah's mother then took the fish from the eel and threw it to the children to eat, and praised Noah as a good son for climbing the mountain earlier. Then Noah's mother sent Noah to meet his father, whose name was Koro, further up. When he went up, the place was near the champa tree. Noah didn't yet know how to use the eagle like his father. In the forest, his father learned that Noah had brought back the loincloth. His father smelled it and asked, "Did you go near the pond called Beyond?" Noah replied that he had never been there. When he knew, Noah's father trusted him and let him study further. Then Noah returned to listen to his father's stories with Echo and the loincloth. A monkey named Oda came and asked Noah if he had climbed to the top of the mountain. And he praised his achievement. Then the 3 monkeys shared the story with Noah's father. Noah's father would send the monkey Oda to scare Echo. Then Sona told Noah that when his mother was young, she had seen Ikabi the river, both small and large ones. At night, when Noah went to see the fish that were drying outside, he heard a strange noise at the fish storage. When he went to see and smell, he saw a person run into Noah and escape outside. That person ran into the forest and disappeared. In the forest, Noah looked at the loincloth he had put on his chest. The human loincloth was torn, which made him very sad. Then Noah told Anaya and Son about it. He couldn't wait for the next season because Noah needed another loincloth to replace that one. After having left them, he rode a horse to travel alone for his well-being through the night. Then at that time, he traveled a little further. Suddenly he saw the monkey troop being killed along the road, and at that time the outer monkey also came to him for the last time before he died. Then at that time, he heard the sound of the monkey troop arriving there. He also dropped himself nearby immediately. A group of monkeys wearing masks came out and went to pick up the cloth and hid it, and they knew that it was also a human thing, so they went to look for it further at the same time. When they saw his horse that had been left there, they became suspicious and took a whip to whip the horse to run to his shelter, and they ran after the horse to his village in order to catch the monkeys there as a spectacle, until when they got there they started a commotion there and caught the monkeys there as a spectacle as for him. When he arrived there, he tried to help release his members one by one, but at that time the monkey troop also took the whipped him many times. As for Anaya, he also tried to help and shouted, and he escaped from the wrath, and the monkey general named Salva took the rope from his mother to look and shouted the name Sisith, and when he looked up, he saw him going up to the eagle's nest above. and his father told him to escape from there as well, leaving him to fight with Selva. But at that time his father could not defeat the whip off Selva, and was whipped by Selva again and again. Then at that time he tried to help his father again, still couldn't. When finally Selva caught him at that time, when his father got up again to help his son, and at that time, when Selva dropped him down, Selva killed his father with his eyes, and he said, for Sisathan he fell down. Around that time he regained consciousness, looked at his living place with great sadness. It was all destroyed there, and when he looked down also made a whip bellow. At that time, the eagle also flew back and flew near his father's corpse, which made him cry very hard. Then he took his father's corpse to bury, to make an offering. During that time, he promised with tears they would still find them and bring everyone back to the village. And he rode his horse and left the village and crossed the Krangdi road to leave there. Further, when he traveled a little further, he saw a piece of cloth that belonged to him fall on the road, so he picked it up, and at that time felt very tired. Then when he went to rest, suddenly something ran nearby, when the eagle flew to him again, and that eagle was named Sun. At that time he tried to call it to his heart. Its claws were very sharp on his hand, so he didn't know how to use it. When he continued his journey, saw light ahead, so he took his weapon to check. Suddenly he fell into a hole in the ground below, and there was fire below. Then a monkey named Raka took the whip to whip him and asked him where he came from and who he was. And when Raka knew about his son and the truth, his son was the same, and Raka's family was killed as well. Then Raka took his book for him to see and said that all those books were ancient books, signs in that book are very meaningful. The monkey understood that sign when it was with Sisa, and he heard the name Sisa. He said had heard that name when they called. Raka also said back they didn't know who Sisa was in his village. Sisa was the very first monkey letter there, and the strongest. Raka always followed him as well. Then Raka took him further, which was where the monkeys lived before. At that time he saw a picture which was a human nearby. They called him Iko, and he thought that mankind was the one who destroyed it. When he knew, Raka also said back that it was mankind. Mankind has weakness, intelligence lives differently, and they are very important for Sisa and him as well. When they lived with mankind in the past, then when they ran to his horse again, suddenly they saw a woman running away from Teresa. He said that that person had sneaked into his village. When he knew, Raka took him to another place. During that time, the eagle Sen also followed them, so Raka praised that the animal was very beautiful as for him. He said back that he didn't know how to use it yet. Only humans can sing, only they can sing. Until they meet and rest together. Suddenly a woman came to them again. So they gave her fruit to eat, and they also welcomed that person, and they knew that person couldn't speak. Then Raka took Noah's mother's cloth, threw it to that person, and at first, Noah didn't want to give it to that person. Then Raka decided to name her Nova and tell her about Caesar's strength. Noah also knew, while Noah didn't go anywhere and slept near the tree there. When everyone fell asleep in the morning, Noah went to see its surroundings nearby, and she went to a place with a large instrument, looking at the stars in the sky. So she looked into that hole. At that time, she was very surprised when she saw that instrument. Then when Noah arrived there, Noah also looked at that instrument, and her expression was as surprised as Noah. The next morning, Noah told Kareth that her feelings were very much like his from the past generation, and she didn't want Nova to go with them, because she was very slow. When she knew, Raka made Noah ride a horse with them, and continued their journey. After the journey, they traveled. They saw many wild horses along the way, and they didn't know what kind of animal it was. When Noah saw a group of people in front of her, she walked with a very sad face. Noah decided to leave there. So that Raka could stay with them there. Then before Noah left, Raka gave his belongings to Noah and said, "Remember who we are. It's very important." Then when Raka let Nova live with the human world, she only looked at Noah leaving there. At that moment, when they heard a long sound, Salva's group of monkeys arrived there and tried to catch all those people. Akara shouted at Noah not to run forward, because there was a net in front. and enter Incident. Chinese emperor wanted to use the power of their flying ship to enter Incident or create, but Sangxia didn't want them to use that power. At that time, Sangxia's the trick, taking a divine medicine and giving it to the guards at the entrance. The man initially didn't know what kind of medicine it was. So the master helped to leave further that it was a medicine bestowed by God, special from heaven and earth. When taken, you will feel refreshed. Sangxia further explained that medicine was not available on the market. Knowing this, the man was happy. He gave them a Cariato pass through to the front. This made them very happy. Then, when they reached a place, there were many people building a wooden templito burn as an offering to King Yunshu. At that time, the elephant stepped on Mengxia. Then, when the soldiers took a meadow put under the master's feet, the master didn't know how it was, and he didn't move either. The monk told them that they had been sold. Then, when the monk asked a man to find the king, the man immediately attacked them. So the master grabbed the weapon, causing the man to fall onto the elephant's trunk. Then, when the elephant started to panic, everything there was in chaos. The wood above was about to fall on the people below. When Mengxia wanted to use power, in fact, the monk could not use the power. The master and Yangjin helped. Jiwa and Jinchao also saw the man help them. Look, they were very curious. Looking back at King Yunshu, he summoned a man with special powers to meet in the palace. This man could cut off his own head without dying. His name was Kong Pao. And the king summoned him toughened away so that when the king's body is burned, he would not die. The king also asked Kong Pao, how did he learn that power? Kong Pao replied that it took him 1,000 years, but for a talented person like the king, it would take 500 years. Upon hearing this, the king was very angry. He grabbed Kong Pao's head and slammed it to the ground. Jin Chao kicked Kong Pao's head to a suitable place. Then, when Mengxia's group came to see the king to deliver the Xingpang object to the king, Kong Pao suddenly became very interested. Sangxia told the king they'd received the Xingpang object from a deity to give it to the king. Opening it would cause the curse to disappear. Humanity would be saved. Upon hearing this, the king didn't believe it. Kong Pao said that it had even greater abilities. It was a new artifact that could absorb people's souls. If the king opened it, the power would fall upon the king. Then Yanjin learned that Kong Pao was a demon. So the master informed his teacher. Then, when the king was about to open it, Kong Pao said that it hadn't yet absorbed a single soul. Upon hearing this, the king collated a servant to test it. Kong Pao then sent the soul into the Xingpang object. Seeing this, the monk was very upset and received the Xingpang object, which was hidden below. Then the monk showed another power to the king, but the monk only signaled it for his disciples to escape. Before they could escape, the soldiers stopped them. The master and Yangjin knocked down all the soldiers. Kong Pao tried to stop the man capture their teacher, but then they tried to help and successfully threw their teacher out of the palace. Then, when their teacher flew outside, he fell onto a horse and escaped on horseback. The master and Yangjin escaped after him. its things can go into the ravine again. The monk also jumped along. But the monk forgot to think that he had no power. Then when the monk fell down into the water, the monk also tried to tear himself back to the golden-winged lion. Acharya and Yangchen came to help in time. At that time, Jiwa took the chariot and escaped from there. Looking back at this bend again, it is called Golden Turtle Island. When the bend went to find his master, he told him that he had found the golden-winged lion again, but he couldn't get it. When he knew, his master gave him power to his hand. In order to find the golden-winged lion, Acharya and Yangchen. When they rescued their teacher, Acharya was very angry because they came to the center to give the golden-winged lion to the king, but their teacher didn't allow it, and it even caused his death. He wanted his teacher to take the golden-winged lion back to Mount Kunlun, give it to the guardian deity. It's fast. And his teacher retorted that only the king's chariot is suitable to receive it, because he and his father were not the same. The Acharya also asked again when to wait until the chariot becomes the king. When he spoke, they suddenly heard the thunder of the demon, so they went to look in the forest. Ji-chan, when the Kappa traveled to the capital city, on the way, he saw a strange baby in the forest with white skin and green complexion. Their thanks king further said that if you do not kill the old father, one day your father will surely kill you. Upon hearing this, everyone killed even more fiercely. At that time, Zhang Yingpao also knelt before his father before he killed his father. As for Sun, when he was about to kill the king also killed him in return. And the king also killed another of his fathers. Meanwhile, Zhang Hunsu also joined hands with his son to stab the old man to death, willingly letting his son survive. Even when it was Jifa's turn, he also knelt and begged the king to punish his father later. And he claimed that Ji Chang was a traitor from the state. If he killed his father, the sins and misfortunes would be inevitable. He should be publicly sentenced so that the people could know about his father's treason. Upon hearing this, the king killed Jifa immediately, because Jifa had amassed wealth and brought the four traitors into the palace, even though Jifa also secretly went to meet Ji Chang in prison. And Ji Chang recalled the tattoo on his body of Jifa as well. He gave it to Jifa when Jifa came to live in the palace. That circular tattoo means Jifa's destiny. And he also blamed himself for letting Jifa live with the devil. Upon hearing this, Jifa stopped letting his father live badly about the king anymore. He still believed in the king and sacrificed his body for their land. And he continued to his father strongly about the debt for the wood. Ji Chang retorted that Jifa only saw what the king let him see. And Jifa believed what king let him believe. If Jifa believed everything, Jifa should have killed his old father in the palace earlier. Upon hearing this, Jifa also knelt down and retorted that how could he kill his own father. Ji Chang retorted that it must be remembered that it is not important that Jifa is the son of anyone, but what is important is Jifa is who he is. After that day, when the king bathed with Sudaji, Sudaji began to like the king very much and wanted to share the elixir of immortality with the king. Suddenly, the mistress came in with a knife in her hand and held it towards the brother who had killed himself that day. At that time, the mistress recounted the loss of the four men with wealth, which was comparable to killing the belief in the world. After recounting, the mistress prepared to kill herself, and that death was to make the king come to his senses. But at that time, Sudaji also secretly hit mistress by saying that death of the mistress was a great pity. The mistress could join them. Upon hearing this, The mistress indeed entered the water and caressed Sudaji's body and caressed her body. Strongly. Then, when the mistress took her hairpin to try to kill Sudaji, Sudaji killed the mistress in return. The old minister knew about his mother's death and went to kill Sudaji in the room. But at that time, the demon Jinjong also came to stop him. When the demon entered Sudaji's body again, and when she saw the king coming, she played another trick. At that time, she made Yinzhao stab his own father. As for the king, at that time, he was very happy with his son. When Yinzhao said that Sudaji was a demon, the king still did not believe it, and he shouted for the soldiers to arrest Yinzhao. That's why Yinzhao escaped from there. Then Jifa let Yinzhao crawl through the sewers to avoid being caught. Before leaving, Jifa also took Yinzhao's sword to create wounds. To divert attention. After that day, the soldiers announced the rest of Sangxi's group on the road. As for Chong Yingpao, he also led his soldiers to find Jifa because he suspected Jifa of secretly hiding Yinzhao. At that time, they started arguing with each other, and a little later, Yin, Jifa's brother, also came to stop them and help Jifa, which made Jifa very happy. Then Yin talked about what their father had asked them to do together to decide who to take to the kingdom and train in the kingdom. That time, Jifa defeated Yin's son. That's why Jifa won. And Jifa went to the palace. Yin wanted Jifa to have a peaceful life living in Shiza, their land again. Upon hearing this, Jifa said in return that future of his brother would continue in Shishi. Then, when they talked about their father again, they were very sad because nothing could help their father. He was very surprised when and the sounds of birds began again. At that time, the leader arrived on horseback to say goodbye to Nu. Nu said, Proximus wasn't wrong. Humans don't give up until they get everything for themselves. Upon hearing this, the leader lowered her head and said, It's for everyone, including the monkeys. Upon hearing this, Nu asked, What about the monkeys? Or will the monkeys not be able to speak again? We've created better homes to live in than what we need to learn. Then Nu continued to ask if humans and monkeys had ever lived together. Upon hearing that question, the leader began to cry and said that she didn't know, but her hand was hidden by a gun. Nu gave Kara's rope to her before she returned. Then Nu took Sona to a place among the stars. Their ants also flew there. Meanwhile, the leader went back to that door to return the decipher she found to a scientist, so their team could reconnect the satellite, and then humans could communicate again. Nu also took Sona to see the devices among the stars.
You are a thief, and yet you cannot witness duplicitous to ape over an ape. Oh, that stinking. Free in there.
May. We cannot.
I'm sorry.
May!
Mother, go! Go! Hurry! You think you can... What I am? You are going to... Before you die. Witness.
Thomas was right. Name all things
That silo was a human place.
were home. Caesar had much was